This fucking thing. Every fucking time. Every fucking time. There. Is that better? Who fucking knows, right? Everyone's a fucking rooster. Okay, here we go.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
I got him!
So don't get cocky.
This is about what's going to happen.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, Waymo self-driving car company takes a hostage, and a man sues a razor company and wins. And get ready for the Enron egg and how police are cheating the DUI breath analyzer test. All this and much more will be discussed here on DeaconLive, and for the next 60 minutes or so, we'll get you up to date on social news stories and viral clips that you might have missed over the last couple days, or we'll be talking about it here in the next upcoming few. How are you? How are things? How are things going? Are you doing all right? Are you getting along with everyone? That's what we always worry about. And to kick off the show, we're going to talk about that whole congestive pricing that's been going on in New York. Now, if you don't understand what's going on in New York City is a crowded place. No shit. And we're having problems with traffic and just bumper to bumper and parking and road rage and rah, 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 rah. And so their solution to it was to do congestive pricing. And the congestive pricing is only in certain areas. And it's between what they call peak hours. And the peak hours that they've come up with is like 5 o'clock in the morning to like 9 o'clock at night. Well, shit, you might as well just say the whole fucking day. And it's Monday through Friday. And then in the weekends, it's different. It's 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Again, it's the whole fucking day. So a lot of people in New York are getting pissed off about it. So let's dive into what's actually happening over in New York. Congestive pricing, where you will pay or not pay to drive in Manhattan. With congestive pricing now in effect in Manhattan, many drivers are wondering if every ride across the East River will cost them money. In short, most motorists will pay about $9 base toll when they enter Manhattan anywhere south, including 60th Street during peak hours, which is, like I said, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. On weekdays, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Just like I said, the toll rate drops to $2.25 on off-peak hours. But where are all the toll plazas? Excuse me, I'm starting to show off great. Are there any streets excluded? Are there any roadways in Midtown or Lower Manhattan that are free to enter? The AM New York Metro mapped out the points in Manhattan where drivers have to pay to enter the congestive relief zone. In addition to the crossing south over 60th Street, 8 bridges and tunnels lead to the zone. These exclude the Ed Koch, Queensboro, Williamsburg, Manhattan, and Brooklyn bridges, and also the Hugh Carey, Midtown, Lincoln, and Holland tunnels. So hope you wrote all that down. If not, just rewind the podcast. This means drivers will pay toll after using these crossings almost every time. They will also get charged for crossing over 6th Street in the upper Manhattan. These small handful routes exceptions that remain free, especially if drivers remain exclusively on the highway. Now, let's examine some of the most common routes and less traveled routes and so on and so forth. So that's what's going on there, and people are getting upset about it because they're like going, well, you know, why should I pay to go in my own city? It's a toll. You have to understand it. That's what tolls do. They do two things. One, they get you somewhere faster, or two, they decrease the traffic congestion. For example, toll roads in Florida, if you want to take 95 from, now I'm born and raised in Orlando. If you want to take 95 from Orlando, well, of course, you got to drive out to 95. So you take the B line or the beach line now from Orlando to 95 and then take 95 all the way to Miami. It takes 4 hours, sometimes 4.5 hours. Now, if you want to take the turnpike, which kind of snakes its way through the middle of Florida, it takes about 3.5 hours. But you're going to pay, oh, God, I haven't driven on that thing for years. It's got to be $15. But you're only saving an hour's worth of time. But you are always at 85 miles an hour on that highway. Not like 95. 95 gets congested now and then. So for more on that, we're going to go to this video that explains a little bit more. Now, don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video over on YouTube. We have our very own YouTube channel. That's DeaconLive Podcast. So check that out over there, and you can see all these videos and all the extra stuff that goes on here in the studio. Give us a subscribe over there, and we're going to jump into this right now. So here we go. Switch over to camera 4. so we can see this and we can all be friends. Here we go.
First business day of New York City's congestion pricing. And here's what that means for you if you drive into the city. The MTA's congestion pricing plan kicked off January 5th, making it more expensive to drive into Manhattan's central business district. Non-commercial passenger cars using EasyPass will pay $9 during peak travel times to go below 60th Street. If you don't have EasyPass, it's going to cost you much more.
$13.50.
The price depends on the type of vehicle, time of day, and method of payment. MTA officials predict at least 80,000 commuters will switch from driving to public transportation.
Not a chance.
On top of that, tolls for all Port Authority bridges and tunnels just went up by 3%. Making Monday an expensive double whammy for New Jersey commuters. Will this new plan affect your commute?
So we'd like to hear from you, and let's go back to me now. So we'd like to hear from you. If this is going to, is it a big deal? You know, I know parking, to pay for parking down in Manhattan itself is like some astronomical cost. You know, it's like, I think $500-600 a month just to have your own parking spot in, you know, like a structure building or something like that. I might be wrong on that. But we'd love to hear from you if this is affecting you, or if your area, your town, your city is doing that as well, or something close to it. We'd love to hear from you. And the way you can be part of the podcast is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com. At the top of the page says Be Heard. You can leave a message, comes right to our inbox. We broadcast every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town called Marshall. It comes right to our inbox, and you can be podcast famous, and your voice will be played right here during the podcast. All right, guys, when we come back, in the same sense of the new congestive pricing, there are a whole bunch of these new license plates that are coming out, the way they're trying to trick the cameras and stuff. And we'll dive in that story when we come back. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Like I said, we'd love to hear from you, and the way you can be part of the show is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio. At the top of the page says Be Heard. Leave a message, comes right to our inbox. If you don't get it in now, don't worry. You can be heard on the very next podcast, and you can also compliment or comment or just give us your insights on any of the shows that we've had over the last 10 years now. 10 years we've been doing this, but I think on the back catalog goes back to, I think, 2017 for whatever reason. I think every year they'll drop one off. So this year I'm assuming 2017 will drop off and all the 2018 shows will be on there. I don't know how that works, but that's behind the scenes. That's below my pay grade. But you can comment. God damn. But you can comment on any of the shows that we've done over the last several years or so. Just give me a little marker, you know, hey, on this date, on this show, entitled this, what'd you mean by that? And I'll go back and listen to it, and I'll go, oh, well, dummy, this is what I meant. No, I won't call you dummy. I'll call you stupid. Nope. Now, sometimes you feel stupid if you get pulled over for a DUI. I say you feel stupid. You shouldn't be driving drunk, all right? There are... You know, you've heard attorneys and stuff saying, you know, if you ever get pulled over, just in general, don't answer any questions. Just, you know, pay attention to the cop, the police officer, you know, license and registration. You show them the license and registration, and where you're coming from, you don't have to answer that. Where are you going? You don't have to answer that. Do you know why I pulled you over? No, this is your job. I'm not going to sit here and tell you how you're doing your job type deal. And some people can be a real fucking dick about it. And when I say people, on both ends, the cops can be a dick, and sometimes the drivers, the people being pulled over will be dicks as well. You know, you can be nice and still be an ass at the same time. You know, hey, where are you going? I really don't feel comfortable telling you that. Oh, you don't? No, I don't. Nope. Is there anything else I can do for you? No. I mean, just be polite, be cordial, all that stuff. But when you get people going, you know, hey, where are you coming from? Fuck you, I ain't got to answer that. Well, you're already ruffling feathers type deal. So let's, you know, behave a little bit, people. Let's get along with each other. But it's hard to do that now when, especially when a DUI, and you don't know, a lot of people don't know what the rules are as far as, do you need to blow? Do you have to blow? Do you have to do this? Do you have to do that? Well, right now, it's looking bad for police officers because This attorney blew their secret. Experts warn that police can accidentally raise, I say accidentally in quotes, can raise your blood alcohol level during a breathalyzer test with a simple dose of Purell. And this attorney proves it. John Collins, an attorney and public speaker in Arkansas, took to TikTok to blow the lid off the breath alcohol test mishaps. This wasn't just hot air with hand sanitizers as his co-star. God, who fucking wrote this piece? I need 500 words by Thursday. Okay, I'll do it. He posed how something such as routine as staying germ-free could inflate the blood alcohol level content. Indeed, in his video, which has since gained over 1.6 million views, sparked an equal parts outrage and disbelief. Collins, who specializes in DWI, criminal defense, and personal injury, explains how officers accidentally, in his words, can affect the preliminary breath test results. In his video, he first demonstrates how the BAC registers at 0, and then after applying Purell and blowing again, even without touching the straw, the results show 0.012. It could be higher if I touched the straw, Collins states. He proves that something as harmless as clean hands might not mix well with traffic stops. They're not doing it on purpose. They're just trying to be sanitary, is what Collins reassures the public. So I'm going to switch over to camera 4, and this is John Collins' lawyer, and he's going to give us his little demonstration. And don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video over on YouTube. We have a podcast channel, DeaconLive podcast, and check us out over there as well. So as soon as the video comes up, I will click on it and we will play it and we will all be friends here. So here we go. Hold on. He gets so excited sometimes. Switch over to camera 4. Here we go. Blow this up big.
How can the police accidentally raise your breath alcohol? Let me show you. First, I'll show you that I'm not drinking.
You could tell he's from Arkansas.
Waiting on the machine.
Okay.
All right, we'll get a number right here. Now, what happens is the police inadvertently
Zeros.
raise your breath alcohol simply by trying to be clean. Here's some Purell, hand sanitizer. Put that on there. Now, officer, right?
Now, if this lawyer is your attorney, if this is your attorney, he's doing it in his office, but he's in front of his desk. And behind him is his, I guess, work desk. He's got Post-it notes and, like, badges and stuff from, like, conferences all over the wall, like, hanging up. I've been to this conference. I've been to this conference. He's got, like, placards on the wall. Looks like he's, key to the city type thing. His desk is a mess. The back wall is a mess. When you see a lawyer's office, you want to see like books, just like tons and tons of books. Like, oh, this guy's smart. This guy's desk is a wreck.
Gets their hands all juiced up, everything, just trying to be clean for you.
Putting the Purell on.
Reach down. Now, I'm not going to touch the straw. I had it on there already because I didn't want you to think that I put something in it. But here we go.
Okay.
Can this affect the machine?
I love this song. And here comes the number.
All right, it's thinking. Just hand sanitizer on the outside trying to be clean.
And?
Is it going to do it?
I don't know.
Will it register?
Yep.
Well, there it is. 0.012. So, using a little bit of hand sanitizer, not even touching the straw. It could be higher if I touch that straw, can increase a breath alcohol inadvertently. They're not doing it on purpose. They're just trying to be sanitary.
Right. That's what he says. All right, let's go back to me now. That's what he says. Let's be less sanitary. Another, myth is, and they've done this on Mythbusters, where they put like pennies in your mouth, and it's supposed to neutralize the atoms or something like that. And then one of the worst things they did was mouthwash. Well, yes, mouthwash. You think you rinse the alcohol smell off your breath, but no. It actually, because there's alcohol in mouthwash, and it blew like a 0.45 or something, where it made you legally dead or something. So just be careful out there. Be smart. Don't drink and drive in the first place. Now, back to the congestive pricing. There's a lot of things that are happening that people are, of course, in New York and anywhere else, they want to rebel and buck the system. So what's happening right now, New York City drivers have devised a clever way to conceal their license plate numbers as congestive tolls take effect, including James Bond style type plate flippers. Some Big Apple motorists were recently spotted with license plates with subtle, obscure, low-tech methods, which could potentially be used to evade the New York City's widely unpopular congestive toll that just went into effect. So before I go in more into this article, is it they take a picture of your license plate and that's how they get you? They send you the bill or whatever. Don't they have like a little sticker, like an e-pass or some kind of sun pass or something like that, where it just deducts out of your account? Are you going to be getting a cumulative check at the end of the month or something like that? Or every time you use it, you're going to have to shell out $9 and $9 and $9. I wonder how that works. It really doesn't get into that, but we'll get into these ghost plates that are coming up. The most basic method involved covering up and modifying a single digit on the license plate, often done by scratching out a letter or number, like a car seen with an L painted over it in white, apparently attempted to blend in with the background color of the current New York City license plates. Also, they've had another vehicle spotted in a toll zone with the letter Z and a 0 partially concealed with blobs of what appears to be gray paint. This subtle method makes it difficult for cops to notice anything amiss, while at the same time rendering their plate unreadable by cameras. The MTA's mounted toll readers attempting to spy on license plates modified in such a way that it would be likely misread and unable to charge the driver's account. A handful of similar altered plates were seen by the Post around the area of Lexington Avenue and East 61st Street in Manhattan, not far from the Ed Koch Queensboro Bridge, as well as near Canal Street. Others were seen in prominent blends of white street of paint within the plate, passing through, and so on and so forth. So what the people are trying to do in New York is they're trying to damage their plate and say, "Oh no, this has always been like that." Well, I think it's a violation. You can get a ticket for a damaged plate if it's unreadable. LED flashers are also being used, positioned directly on either side of the plate, and they blink, which would temporarily blind the license plate readers and the cameras if they try to charge them tolls. I've also seen them where they put that. You ever wonder why they put that? What's the like a clear plastic over the license plate? No, they're not trying to be cool. If you take a picture, if a flash goes off and it hits that plastic plate, there's like that neon, not the actual light, but what makes reflectors, that it's called neon, and that's part in that plastic plate. So when they take a picture, all you see is this like backflash of the license plate, and they can't do that as well. So, it's a time as old as the car has been on the road. They've been trying to hide license plates and trying to get those things. But, New York, they're going to weed you out, and they're going to find you, and they're going to charge you. And I think the toll thing, the e-pass thing, I don't know. I got relatives up there, as you watching me here on the video. I've got my hat from Long Island, New York. I've got some relatives up there, so I'll reach out to them and find out how they're dealing with this situation as well. When we come back, these young ladies tried to buy something. I think it was at Dollar General, one of those dollar stores, and the bill that they used, come on, how dumb can we be? So I'll dive into their story and what they actually tried to use for currency when we come back. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want something for free? Well, we'll get you something for free, but what you got to do to get it is go over to Prophet Radio, proud sponsors of Deacon Live. And at the very top of the page says free swag. You can see the little drop-down menu. You can see all the fine programming that comes out of this studio. Pick yourselves out something, and we'll send it to you right away. That's free swag over at the Prophet Radio station if you're here in the United States. If you're overseas, all our friends and family and people that listen to the show overseas, unfortunately, it takes a little bit longer to get out to you, but it will get out to you, believe me. I've seen them send out, this is the January 8th. They just sent out a bunch the other day, so they do it once a month. That way they save on postage. So be Be patient. Now, someone who's being told to be patient right now is these two young women as they were trying to buy something at the Dollar General. And when they went to go check out, they tried to pay for everything with $1 million bill. An actual bill that said $1 million. Jesus Christ. So let's find out how stupid these fucking two people are. $1 million bills aren't real and have only been printed as a joke, but sometimes people try to push their luck and end up in the soup. Two women in Tennessee were reported to the police after one of them offered a $1 million bill to pay for the items at the Dollar General in Maryville, Tennessee, according to the Daily Times. The crime was reported by an employee of the discount store in Maryville, who caught the two women trying to use a counterfeit bill to purchase gifts. First of all, if I've got $1 million bill, I'm not going to Dollar General, okay? Because let's say the total is, can I walk out of there with a shopping cart of $200 worth of stuff? Are they going to be able to give me change? That's the problem. That's the issue. How are they? No, ma'am. You know how they go? You go to a gas station. We can't accept bills or, bills larger than a 50 because they don't keep that much change in the drawer. Should Dollar General start putting, we can't have bills larger than $1 million because we don't have that much change in the drawer. So let's find out a little bit more how stupid these two women are. Blount County Sheriff's Office deputies responded about 10 a.m. and spoke to one of the suspects, Amanda McCormick, who claimed that she, quote unquote, received the $1 million bill in the mail from a church, but could not provide the church's information, according to the report. So the other woman who was involved in the incident told investigators that she had no idea McCormick had the bill and was only riding along with her. The women were released without charges, but were warned against returning to Dollar General. How about we're warned not to go anywhere with a $1 million bill? Isn't it kind of weird? Like you're sitting there with the McCormick lady and she's like, yeah, get whatever you want. I'm buying everything. Whatever you want. You want Twinkies? Go ahead. What else I got at Dollar General? You want that stupid fuzzy back scratcher thing? Go get that too. You want the hat of SpongeBob, and SpongeBob doesn't look real well because it's a knockoff SpongeBob because they can't get the IP information and stuff and actual have real live Mickey Mouse and SpongeBob stuff. It's always knockoff. Get that too. Really, Teresa? I can have this? Yes, you go right ahead. You get what? Because I got $1 million bill in my pocket. We are living high on the hog. The largest bill that was ever printed for public circulation was a $10,000 bill note, according to the Federal Reserve. Despite that, stories like these aren't unheard of. Back in March, police arrested a man and a woman who tried to use $100 bills at a business in eastern Calhoun County. The Calhoun County Sheriff's Office began receiving multiple reports of counterfeit currencies being offered in the same area. Two of the initial incidences occurred in Alboyne, I'll go with that, and Marshfield Township, where the duo of Kalamazoo attempted to use counterfeit money to pay for the items, but fled before the deputies arrived. Later, police were able to identify the vehicle using in the flee. Okay, they're going on about whatever that's going on. But come on, ladies, $1 million. If I had $1 million bill, I would go right to the bank and put it in my account. There you go. Here you go. Thank you very much. Would you like that in 10s or 20s? No, I'll just take it just as is. That's fine. I'll just go with it that way. Some people, right? Now, I feel bad for this guy. My wife just got back from Phoenix. She had a business trip that she went to, and the first time she rode in one of those Waymo, those self-driving cars. Now, I was going grocery shopping the other day, and in an area that I'm not too familiar with, and I'm sitting in, you know how the traffic goes in front of the store, 2 lanes, one lane goes this way, 1 lane goes this way, and then you turn to the right or left to get into the parking lot. This car, this red Tesla, was in front of me, and it was like kind of at an angle, like I was going to pick up someone on the side, like they were pulling over to pick up someone on the side of the parking lot. I'm like, look at this fucking Uber driver. He is blocking up everything. He's clogging everything up. And as I rolled by and I was getting ready to lay on my horn, I looked, there was nobody in the car. This jackass decided, I've got a Tesla, even though this whole entire front of the grocery store was congested, I'm going to make this car come pick me up. And that'll be cool. Everyone can look at me. Look at me. Look at me. My wife, she was in Phoenix, did the same thing. Not look at me. But she got one of those self-driving Waymo cars. And it took her from the hotel to whatever convention hall that she was going to. And it did just fine. Unfortunately, this driver, this guy right here, hold on, got trapped in a self-driving car because it couldn't figure out how to get out of this loop-de-loop or a circle roundabout. It just kept going round and round and round. In Sky Harbor Airport, Phoenix, when a car started driving in circles around the parking lot, the man said after the 8th time going around the circle, he had to call help. So I'm going to switch over to camera 4, and you can see this in real time as we're talking about it here on the air. So here we go. And I forget I got a flight to catch. Hold on. They'll tell his name here in a minute. So here he goes. Camera 4, we're good. Here we go.
I got a flight to catch. Why is this thing going in a circle? I'm getting dizzy. Look at what it's doing.
I understand. I'm really sorry, Mike. We're working through the situation.
So he's sitting in the back seat, and he's filming the steering wheel, and it's just going, it's spinning to the right, and spinning to the right, and spinning to the right. And he's like, oh my God. And you can hear the lady, the help desk in the background.
Is it circling around a parking lot, right?
It's circling around a parking lot. I got my seatbelt on. I can't get out the car. Has this been hacked? What's going on? I feel like I'm in the movies. Is somebody playing a joke on me?
Yeah, they're playing a joke on you. So for more on this story, let's find out what actually happened here. So here we go.
Trapped in a self-driving taxi on the way to Sky Harbor Airport in Phoenix, Mike Johns recorded video from the back seat.
If we got to the 10th loop, do I need to jump into the driver's seat? What happens there? What happens next? Because the car is still in control.
ABC partner station KNXV reports Waymo's autonomous vehicle was apparently confused in a traffic circle, going around for 8 laps.
Jesus!
Called the company for help. A representative regained control. The company says John's ride was delayed by 5 minutes and he made his flight. Waymo refunded the trip.
Which trip, though? Did he refund that? Let's go back to me now. Did he refund his airplane trip? No, I guess he missed it. But he was only trapped for 5 minutes. But imagine going around, okay, 1 time. All right, 2 times. All right, this is cute. 3 times. All right, let's go, Waymo. 4 times. There's a spot right there, Waymo. 5 times. Go over there. Merge. 6 times. God damn it. 7 times. All right, where's the goddamn number? 7 times. 8 times. Hello, Waymo customer support. 9 times. I'm stuck in a fucking car. 10 times. I got a plane to catch. What's going on? 11 times. 12 times. Sir, Mike Johns, calm down. We'll get taken care of. I got a flight to 15 times. Poor guy. When we come back, there's, I don't want to say podcast or a dime a dozen, but anyone can do a podcast. Well, you can do a podcast, and some of the time, I'm messing with stuff here. And sometimes you get guests on, and you never know. I mean, it's Wild West out there for sometimes. When you bring people into your studio and stuff, you never know what's going to happen. And this guy found out the hard way of having this guest on his show. And I'll describe the whole entire incident as it unfolded. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Oh, bitch. Now I've ruined everything. Everything's broken. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Don't forget, all the musical artists that you hear during the break are all independent artists. We show them some love, and they're trying to make a name for themselves, so show them some love as well. If you hear the social links, if you hear their Spotify links, if you hear anything about them during the show, make sure you go over there and show them some love as well. And you can hear every single artist that we've had over the past year and a half over on the Prophet Radio website. So you can go back through there. If you're into independent artists and new sounds and you're looking for that new experience as far as musical wise, check out all those people over on Prophet Radio under the music heard on Deacon Live, and you can hear all the full-length songs and show them some love, give them some support as well. Now, this gentleman right here won his lawsuit, and here in the United States, they say, well, we sue over everything right now. But unfortunately, this story happened over in England. A man cut himself shaving will be paid $6,250 in compensation from the razor company. Nick Silverthorne, 48, purchased a supermarket-owned brand razor from his local store. When he got home and used it for the first time, he said it cut both of his cheeks. He said that he discovered one of the razor blades was detached and believed the razor was faulty. Instead of chalking his cuts up to experience, he decided to sue the razor manufacturer. Jesus Christ, really? Incredibly, he was awarded an out-of-court settlement against one of the world's biggest razor giants, Wilson Sword, however you want to say it. Last night from London, Nick said, this was no ordinary shaving cut. Oh, let me do it in his accent. This was no ordinary shaving cut. It sliced my skin. My cuts bled for over 20 minutes. I looked and protected others. I took action to protect the others as they might be not as lucky as me while using this razor. This was a serious fault, and no matter the principle to take the big boys on, I did, and I won. Nick wanted to look fresh while visiting his relatives over the festive period. After a few days of overindulgence, he went in to his local Sainsbury store in Richmond, London, and bought the store-owned brand at $3 men's Advanced 3 razor. But when he unwrapped it and started shaving on Boxing Day 2023, he cut his face. Nick added, I put the hot tap on and shaving lotion, and I was on autopilot. And then all of a sudden, his whole entire face comes ripping off. Come on. I mean, is it going to scar? He could have got more. Let's do it that way. He could have got more. I'm going to switch over. Let me go back. I'm going to switch over to camera 4. Well, anytime, look at his face. like he was in some kind of horror movie. It's up by his cheek and it's like bleeding down. He let that go. He was just trying to get a little bit more pain and suffering. I started shaving one side with one stroke and the other stroke on the other side. Easy there, Nick. I noticed after a few seconds I started bleeding badly. Now, if the razor, let's do it this way. If the razor was bad, if you're looking at this picture, he should have cuts all over his face like Freddy Krueger. If the let's go back to me now. If the razor was out of place, I would have gone one cut. Ah, fuck. God damn it. That's what I would have done. I would have gone, this fucking thing. And then I would let it, take pictures and stuff. And then if I had a scar, then Nick, you fucking moron, you could go, look what y'all razor did to me. I can no longer be a male face model anymore. I make money with this face here, baby. I need millions. But Nick, you're not a face model. I could have been. Think about what I could have been, Johnny. Think about what I could have been. I could have been somebody. So he settled for $6,000. I would have played it up a little bit better here in the United States. That's what would have happened to me. Oh, great. I gave my whole plan away. Oh, well. Now, doing podcasts are fun. I say fun. They seem fun to a lot of people, but actually it takes a lot of skill. It takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of equipment and expertise for the most part to do a proper, enjoyable, entertaining podcast. Now, let me stand up on this little high horse here. I do 4 different podcasts. I do this show here. I do a horse show, which is an educational show on Monday. I do a mental health show on Friday. And every single one of them is different. And I've got to plan different topics and different things and different avenues. And each podcast has its own feel. Now, I've been doing this since early 2000s, so I've been doing this for a while. But people who sometimes just jump in and say, okay, I got a microphone, I got something to record, I got a video, I'm just going to interview people, and that'll be interesting. That'll be my show. That'll be my podcast. That's fine. Sometimes it works out. There is something called the Pod Bros, where you're seeing it on TikToks. Anyone that's been on Joe Rogan's show that's been a comedian has now gotten their own podcast because, hey, I was on Joe Rogan. I know how to do a podcast now. And unfortunately, they're only playing off of the Joe Rogan theme. There's a lot of us out here like myself. We do a lot of work, it's a lot of work, a lot of backgrounds to keep a listening audience coming back week after week after week. And we appreciate you guys. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much. Now, this guy right here, let's see what's the name of his show. No, I don't want to look at that. Musician Too Low showed up on, what's the guy's name of the show? See, that's the thing. You've got to have, just as Mike D. Oh, so is it Mike D? What's the name of the goddamn show? Well, let's dive into a little bit more. So a musician by the name of Too Low, real name Cedric White, started the new year off with literally a bang on Mike D's podcast. And Mike D is not the guy from the Beastie Boys. I don't know who he is. The rapper's live interview with Mike D really went off with a bang. Houston-born musician Too Low, real name, appeared to accidentally fire a gun in his pocket when he sat down on the podcast over the new year. And a shocking footage showed on YouTube, and we're going to show it here too. So make sure you switch over to YouTube right now, or just listen to the whole show and watch the whole show over on YouTube as well at DeaconLive podcast. Everything appeared quiet and calm as Too Low was sitting there chewing the fat, with the presenter Michael Dixon on the explosive episode One-on-One with Mike D. So there's the name of the show, One-on-One with Mike D. The duo were discussing the current state of the world and different lifestyle choices that people are making. But the tranquil atmosphere in the studio evaporated after the rapper made an extremely dangerous mistake while rooting around in his pocket. Just as Mike D was getting the crux out of his point, Too Low slipped his hand inside his front pocket of his jeans and apparently contained a firearm. It appeared as the 46-year-old had quite an itchy trigger finger, as just seconds his fingers fumbled around and a loud bang went off with a flash and an orange blast through his pants. I'm sure you can imagine Mike D never got to finish his point, and what was most concerning about working out who was shot. Meanwhile, Too Low was left sporting a mortified look on his face, and he nervously glanced around the studio, seemingly trying to weigh up if anyone had been damaged. Jesus Christ. Why? Why Too Low? The rapper then pulled what appeared to be a gun out of his pocket briefly before tucking it back and inside. Mike D then brought some lightness to the situation by joking, saying that he thought he had been shot before checking that everyone was good. Too Low then added that he hoped everyone made it out through the situation unscathed while he was seen assessing the damage of his pants. Warning, explicit language. So I'm going to switch over to camera 4 and we can watch the actual incident that happened. So camera 4, Too Low. Here we go. No, I got to refresh it. Let's get down to the video. Not now. Thank you. Where did the video go? Oh, here it is. So here we go. It's really, really small video because it's Instagram and someone kind of put their phone on it and looked at it. So here we go.
Like, those were your choices.
Ow! That was me.
Who shot who? Somebody got shot?
Low, you good, Low?
Low, you good?
Y'all good?
Damn, Brody. Good. Bring it on.
And then he went to break. So there you go. I don't know if he shot himself in the leg. On the bright side, go back to me now. Whoops, back to me. On the bright side, though, as he was wearing denim that was supposed to look like distressed, the viewers couldn't really tell where the bullet had possibly ripped through them. It isn't exactly clear where the round ended up, although the podcast host was seen having a good peer group around them on the floor, and they all looked around the floor and stuff looking for it. Can you imagine that? You know, you have this guy shows up and they heard his one buddy goes, "Damn, Low, you good? Man, you dumbass." We're never going to be Too Low. If you want to redeem yourself, Mr. Too Low, you are welcome to come to our studio here in Charlotte, North Carolina. We'd love to have you redeem yourself here on the show. We will, have to pat you down, but, you're welcome to come in here and explain your side of the story. Reach out to me at any time. You can email me at deacon@profitradio.com. When we come back, remember Enron? They got a whole bunch of inside training, and I don't know what they did. It was something like in the 90s. But Enron, the whole business collapsed, and now they're coming back. Enron is coming back. You're hearing it all over the place. What's Enron doing? Why are they coming back? And they're coming back full strength with this new product for your home. And it might put Tesla out of business. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We'd love to hear from you, and you can be part of the show. You can be podcast famous. And the way you do that is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com. And at the top of the page says, Be Heard. We'd love to hear from you. If you've got a microphone on your device, your tablet, your PC, your computer, anything like that, you can speak right into it, and it comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on the very next podcast. We broadcast every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town we like to call Marshville. So get those in now, and we'll play it on the very next podcast. If you want to talk about anything that's been going on during this show or the past 7 years of shows, I think that's our archives, how far they go back, you can do that, and we'll answer them here on the air. Now, I was talking about Enron, and back in, what was it, 90s, early 90s, somewhere around there, and Enron was this big company and stuff, and they failed. So Enron failed primarily due to the massive accounting fraud scheme where executives use a complex off-the-book partnerships to hide the debt and inflate the earnings, leading to the company's collapse when these fraudulent practices were exposed. This exacerbated by was a poor corporate. This was sorry. It was lack of oversight from the board of directors and the governance of the employees, and also the aggressive accounting practices that allowed them to manipulate financial reports. So basically, they were saying they were making millions and millions and millions, and they weren't making anything at all. But for whatever reason, Enron is coming back full strength in social media. And you're like going, well, what do they got to offer? I thought the whole entire system or the company has been defunct. Now, they didn't really completely break down everything and dismantle the company. It's still out there. It's still doing something. I don't know what it's doing, but until now. Right now, Enron has announced that there's an Enron egg, a micronuclear reactor that is newly reformed company claims that will power homes for decades. The only catch is that the Parodies company Revolution in Energy, which comes complete with a highly produced launched video, appears to be just an elaborate joke. Or is it? Still, the shiny white Enron egg is allegedly available for pre-order, Enron says, calling it's the world's first micronuclear reactor made to power your home. Interested parties would just need to submit their email, all right, here we go, to subscribe to the newsletter and be the first to know when we launch. Now, the product is going to revolutionize three critical industries: the power industry, the independent industry, and the freedom industry. Listen to me, like I work for Enron. The product is going to revolutionize all three. The new Enron CEO Connor Gatos has claimed in a video presented the announcing of the creation of the Enron egg. Gatos is also the co-founder of the Satire's Bird Aren't Real movement. Okay, so maybe this is a false thing, which asserts that all birds are existing in the United States are forcibly made to extinct and were replaced by replaced by the government with surveillance drones that look like birds. So this is all from Gatos making fun of birds aren't real, and then also saying that Enron's coming out with this egg. So this miraculous egg, let's go along with the joke here. The miraculous egg, which is presented as a nuclear you can trust, would provide to FEMA's rapid response teams, he said. You could power your whole home for as long as a decade. All this is made possible by Enron Mining Division, which has been sourcing the properties of enronium ore, which I think is agreed has unlocked the atomic age, Gatos says. Of course, there's no such thing as enronium. Uranium ore, which is mined, is used to produce nuclear energy. The video also features Enron supportive Chief Technologist Officer Daniel Wong, who was reportedly responsible for designing the egg. Wong touted that the egg's extreme heat resistance, which would make it possible for it to advance uranium isotopes casing. Okay, so this is what everyone's going to be talking about, that Enron's coming back with this new egg. So I'm going to switch over to camera 4 here, and we can all see this, and we can all be judgmental of this new Enron egg. Now, I would think this would be awesome if we could do it. And it said that, there's not enough uranium in the egg They've thought this whole thing through. There's not enough uranium in the egg to produce like a nuclear weapon or anything like that, and it's pretty much safe for the household, your household family to be around. So here we go.
This product is going to revolutionize 3 critical industries: the power industry, the independence industry, and the freedom industry. This product is going to revolutionize all 3.
That's what I said.
Are you getting it?
No. There it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have harnessed the power of the atom. Introducing the Enron egg, the world's first micronuclear reactor for residential suburban use.
There's no ports or anything on it.
This little device can power your entire home for up to 10 continuous years.
Stock footage of an audience.
It goes without saying, but when you put a nuclear reactor in your home, it's got to be safe for the whole family.
Sure.
I've been living with an egg for a few months now, and let me just tell you that my little ones, they freaking love it, especially when what we save on the energy bill, we can spend on Christmas presents.
Right.
Your kids hate camping as much as mine? Well, let's just say they're going to like it now. Because for the first time in history, you can bring the comfort of your living room out into the world. Playing the newest game from your favorite console under the stars is just a whole other experience. But here at Enron, we care about the intersection of technology and nature, which is why I'm proud to announce that Enron has teamed up with FEMA to provide nuclear eggs to rapid response teams all around the globe.
Okay, so as I'm looking at this, let's go back to me now. As I'm looking at this egg, you know, the way this, I don't know, parody and stuff, it's a great idea. It's a concept, right? But there's no ports on it. Now, I'm getting a new whole home generator here at the house, and just for me to pull permits and get the propane gas hookup, and to, you know, if the power goes off here, it clicks on, you know, within 30 seconds. I've got an automatic cutoff switch on the wall that they're installing by the meter, and they're running all this cable underneath the house from the generator, which is on one side of the house, and then the cutoff is on the other side of the house. They tried to keep the two separated for whatever reason, I don't know. And it's all this technical stuff, the not backlash, but the underground behind the scenes stuff. And then they just come up with an egg, and there's no ports. There's no, like, you don't have to fill it up with water like an infuser. You know, keep water in here, kids. Or is there no discharge? They gotta have a discharge on it. Does it drain like a water softener? You know, you set the timer and all of a sudden the green goo comes out. Johnny, you got to get the green goo out. Oh, Mom, no playing baseball or no playing video games till you dump the egg. Okay, I will. Egg is great. Throw the goop in a container and then you got another recycle day to pick up the green goo. That's once every month or something like that. So, yeah, if you see that out there, it's not real. It's a parody, but I just wanted to break it down and let's have some fun with it. Now, one more video before I let you go. These couple right here, this is not a funny video. Well, it is somewhat. This family right here is singing the YMCA song, and you know whose favorite song that is? Donald Trump. So they're saying, you know, YMCA, but they're not singing YMCA. They are singing MAGA. MAGA. And that's fine and dandy. You can do that. You can believe your own, you know, your own political beliefs and stuff. The problem is there's a huge snowstorm, if you're not familiar with it, that's cutting across the whole entire United States. Here where we're at, just outside of Charlotte, we're expected to get 3 to 4 inches this Friday, which is 2 days from now. And this family right here is driving, God knows how fast they're going, on a highway, singing this song after this snowstorm has come through. And, well, I'll let the video unfold and you can watch it for yourself. And don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video over on YouTube. Our very own YouTube channel, that's DeaconLive Podcast, gives you another avenue, another media to enjoy the podcast. And you can see the whole entire full-length podcast over there as well. So here we go. They're going to sing MAGA.
Ready? Here we go. MAGA.
Oh, am I switched to camera 4? Yeah, there we go.
MAGA.
Okay, so here we go. Try it again. Here we go.
we go. M-A-G-A. M-A-G-A-A.
So in the car looks like the husband and wife, and the mother or mother-in-law is in the back seat. And they got the little dash cam that's pointing at him, you know, like all those TikTok videos do. And here he goes.
Look at these roads, man. Look at these roads.
Look at these roads.
Shout it out loud.
Now he's got the front, he switched the camera around, and it's the front version or the front view of the camera. And there's snow on the sides of the road, at least 1.5 feet high. And this guy, watch how fast he's blowing through this stuff. Look how fast he's going. Oh. Uh-oh. Bam.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Uh-oh. Oh, camera's still rolling.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
No, we're not.
We're good.
Oh, no. No, we're done.
No, we're done.
I'm sorry, Jamie.
Fuck. We're okay. There's a part there. Hold on. Fuck. Turn the goddamn music off. There's a part there. He goes, no, we're good. So what happened was, it looked like he spun around, got wrapped up in the rail. They didn't flip over or anything. And he goes, no, we're good. And he goes to start the car. And it just goes, he goes, no, we're done. Here we go. I'll play it again.
We're done, guys.
Oh, shit.
No, we're not.
Here he goes.
No, we're done.
Yeah, we're done. So, Jesus Christ, people. Let's go back to me now. Let's be careful out there on those roads, especially when this storm comes through. This will be the first year that my wife and I, she was worried about the storm coming through, and I'm like going, why? She's like, because, you know, what if we get stuck at home? I said, babe, we just spent $100,000 and some odd on this, you know, 2500 Chevy Silverado with a 4-wheel drive and all that stuff. We're good to go. We're fine. We'll be pulling other cars out of the pits. Not us. We're good to go. So everyone, be careful out there while the snow comes through, and go buy an egg. All right, guys. On that note, I'm gonna let you get back to doing what you got to do. My name is the Deacon, saying goodnight and goodnight.
This is the end. The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.
YMCA. Look out for the road. YMCA. They got everything till you hit the guardrail, and then you go straight to hell. Bye. Take care.